Hello YouTubes, we have an interesting project today. My first ever Band Drive Locomotive repair. Well, when I say repair, the locos are in here and the motor's in this little box and I can see some rubber bands. I have no idea what I'm doing. So we're about halfway through Max's box of shame. If you want to see what that's about, click up there to see the entire contents of this box. Meanwhile, let's investigate what's in this box and what on earth we're going to do with this little thing. So this is an F7 Athearn A unit and dummy B unit. And because I'm not a complete sadist, I did a little bit of research to get an idea of how these work. And to be honest, if all the parts are here, then it doesn't look overly complicated. Now, when I first looked at this power unit and the truck fell off, I was a bit kind of, oh dear, that doesn't look good. However, apparently the trucks are actually held in with the rubber bands. Not that one though, because it doesn't have the flat section for the rubber bands. I wonder if there's something in the box. Oh, there it is. So there's a little bit of, looks like a roll plug, which I think gets squashed on there to keep it on. High-tech stuff. Okay, let's begin. How do we get this off? It looks like the regular way of getting off Athearn shells. You just pull the sides apart and hopefully that'll pop out. Well, that'll pop out again. I think I need a new roll plug. Anyway, try not to break anything. It's survived this long. I have no idea how long these are, but I'm going to guess. Oh, is that a date? Athearn Inc., Los Angeles, California, made in USA. There's no date, unfortunately. I'm going to guess 1950s maybe. Oh, I've just broken that little horn hook. Just as well, I've got lots of spares. Might as well remove that for now, since I've, broken it. I don't really think it was doing much. It's not exactly going to be springing back. We'll see if I can come up with something a bit cleverer than that. Better get my wee parts tray. I've got a feeling we're going to need it. There we go. Right, let's continue. Wow, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've got a rough idea, to be fair. I did actually look stuff up. Now, under this truck, which I can just remove with this roll plug, although it looks like it might have been glued in. But that's okay, because I have got a fresh bottle of super glue for reassembly if required. Yeah, that was definitely glued on there. Ugh. I wonder if that's important, that that's got a good contact for the pickup if it goes through the chassis, or if it just goes through the side here and picks up there. Okay, let's put that to the side for now. We'll try and keep it all kind of the way I got it. Yeah, there's a little electrical point there as well with a nice corroded hole for me. So obviously I'm going to need at least 2 screws, possibly 3, but we'll see what's in this little box. Anyway, let's presume that those 2 are the electrical pickups for that side, although these look like plastic wheels. So I don't really think that is going to do anything. I think it's going to get all the power from this truck, left and right. I'm not sure if that's going to work, because both those screws are going into this plate, which is connected to that side. I don't see anything connecting to that side. No, I tell a lie. Though that screw is insulated with this plastic thing. It goes through there, so it's actually picking up from this side. And there doesn't seem to be anything getting picked up from that side. This is strange. Okay. Let's see if the little box reveals any secrets for us. because if we don't have all the parts, then this project is going to be dead in the water, because I certainly don't have spares for this. Okay, we've got the motor, obviously, lots of bands, although that one has seen better days. That looks a bit chewed, it's about to snap. Maybe not, just looks a bit deformed. I'll put all the bands in my little parts tray for now. We've got a drive shaft which is not exactly straight, so that needs to get straightened out. Another drive shaft with a bit soldered on. And we have one screw here, one screw stuck to the side of the magnet, and our little motor. Make sure these drive shafts go on. That pops on, but I noticed the one that's attached to the motor, well, apart from it just falling off, it looks really quite cracked there. I mean, it's complete, but it's got a horrible big crack down it, so if that's going to be used, it'll need to be super glued on for now. Doesn't feel too loose actually, it might still work okay. That one looks okay. Motor's rotating, but doesn't work. Let's find out. I've got my little Tyco controller next to me. We'll hook it up, see if the motor works at least. Right, I don't even know where to touch this. I'm guessing one side has to go over that brush there, one over that brush there, so that's connected to that screw there, one side there, and the other side. See, we've got two wires coming out of the one screw, so I'm guessing the other side is grounded through the chassis somehow. Let's find out. Yeah, because that section there, all around there, is isolated in this little non-conductive board. So one side there and the other side on that one there, I guess. Let's see what happens. Give it some power, that might help. Okay, it worked. Interesting. So basically anywhere in the body, let's say I stick that pin through there, and then if I touch that there, it should spin. Actually runs quite nice. So now I need to figure out, let's try it in reverse, make sure it works both ways. Ooh, made a wee noise there. Doesn't like going backwards. So it looks like we need to do a wee bit of an adjust. I just noticed there, if you look down there, you can see that this side is bent that way. And that should be kind of straight round there. Don't think there's a lot I can do about that because it's all based on this board at the top. Not really a lot I can do about that. Because again, I don't have spares. Okay, moving on. I need to see how on earth we're going to get the power up from the wheels up to this motor. So those two screws I've got, I think, are to screw the motor in. But that means that we're going to be missing a screw to attach one of these power things. Unless that looks like it's been soldered on somewhere. Right, let's try and get the motor in. Presumably it only goes in one way. But which way? I've got two screw holes there, but they don't line up with them. I'm guessing it goes in there somehow. Don't know if it goes that way. That kind of looks like the drive shafts are... I was going to say they're in the middle, but they weren't really. They're not in the middle that way either. Oh my goodness, which way round? There's a little rectangle, or used to be a rectangle there. I don't think this is the motor for this chassis, to be honest. And I think we can make it work. Let's see if any of the holes line up. Now, one of the holes lines up. Let's try screwing that in. Before I do that, make sure it's actually going to screw in there. Okay, that will go in there. Let's stick that in there. Hole lines up, sort of. Get you in there. Screw you in. So that means that the frame will now be connected to one side of the motor. So, right, so that's pretty much as tight as that wants to go. And it's not tightening up the motor, there's too much. The screw's too long, or I need washers. Actually, you know what? It probably needs some sort of not an insulator, but some sort of mount. But then it wouldn't get a metal contact. So I think I need to find a shorter screw. Let me see what I've got in my box. Okay, I found a couple of screws. I think that one's the same. This one, if it's the same thread, could be perfect. Let's give it a quick check. If you're going to go in there. Yep, he'll work. So get you back in there. See if he will line up. Look at that shiny screw. It's the newest part of this whole Loco. Oh, you know, sometimes magnetic screwdrivers are just a huge pain. You've got to stab it in there before it moves. There we go. Okay, so the motor's in. Still got to figure out how we're going to get the power to it though. Right, trucks. One side goes there. Let's see. I don't see how this is going to work. I might actually have to take one of these axles off and put it on this one, because these are plastic wheels. The only way I can think about doing this is to chop that insulator in half. Because at the moment that screw is insulated from the... No, that's not going to work either. Unless that insulator insulates the inside of that top plate, then there's a danger of that screw hitting that plate and that plate. Let's find out. It might have a little channel that it goes right down. We need to take these off anyway to get the bands on. Yes, so that is insulated on the inside. And that comes off like that. And everything falls away, and more dust bunnies. They all need cleaned anyway. I want to keep it together first though, just so I can figure this power thing out. Because how on earth are we going to get the power from the front? The front truck? If it's got plastic wheels. Got a horrible feeling this is not going to work today. So that screw goes all the way through to the bottom. So that screw picks up power from this side. We need power to get picked up from the other side. Or, what I think might have happened then, if this was a complete kit, one of these goes to that screw, and the other one just has to go to somewhere on that side of the body, which is what I think's happened here. I think it's been soldered on somewhere here. Let's do a little experiment, shall we? Let's screw this on here, if we can find another screw. Let's use my new brass one. Although it's a wee bit on the long side. It will go all the way through though. Let me screw this down. Okay, it doesn't need to be mega tight, but it does not... It's important that this screw doesn't touch that bit. It's insulated from that. It's really bizarre. It's not actually quite tight enough. Okay, so that screw with the power is actually screwing through that plate, which is connected to this side. So if I touch the wire on the other side, no, these two are both going to the same. This is nonsense. I need to run a wire from this side to there. For example, right, I've got power on the oh my goodness, the power on the control, the power pack. Oh, goodness. Right, so I've got power going through there. So let's see, one side would get attached to that wheel, and the other wheel needs to come up here. Oh, sorry, no. Oh my goodness. Body. So what I'm doing here is I'm touching the... You can tell I'm confused. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. That's a horrible noise. So we have got a power going to that rail, which is connected to this side. Oh, brain. This side is connected to the chassis, right? So one side, I need to get... Nah, brain's melting, back in a sec. Right, I think I figured it out this time. Because the truck was not in its home, it wasn't making any sense. Right, we can forget about the front truck. It's got plastic wheels. Unless I get another set of these wheels, it's not going to either pick up power or actually be connected to a band. So it's only going to be like two-wheel drive, well, two-axle drive. Right, I need to unscrew that, put the truck in for now, just to test this theory. And we'll see, because I think all we need to do is just connect that one wire, because the other wire is actually the body touching the frame going through the chassis being attached to those wheels. Right, give me a sec. Right, so now pop that through there. And if we maybe turn it upside down to do this, I'm hoping now that we just need to touch either side of the wheels and it will work. That would be a miracle, but I think it will. One side. Yes. Excellent. Oh, that was easy. Once you figure it out. So now I have to take that screw out again, because we need to get the bands around the wheels. And while the wheels are off, because it's only picking up from those 4 wheels, they need to be clean. Back wheels are just dummy, they're just trailing in that little U-joint. We'll leave it on for now, it's not doing any harm. Although I might swap it over for the front because it's in better condition. Right, let me take that off, take them apart, clean them, swap them over, clean the commutator, although the commutator looks pretty clean. And then I'll bring it back when we are ready to reinstall or install. So there wasn't really much to clean, to be honest. I am going to snip that wire for now because it's a big open sore and it doesn't have anywhere to attach to, so not too short because, you know, we might use it in the future. Let's just tuck that away. You know what, I'm going to put a tiny bit of heat shrink over that because if that touches against the body, we're going to get a short. So give me a sec, find some heat shrink. Let's see, is that too big? No, that'll do. Just a wee bit. Stick it over there. Keep it safe. Okay. Let's just tuck it down there for now. Out the way. Never to be seen again. Oh, tuck. Okay. I can live down there. We can't build this back up until we have... What did I just do? Okay, so that goes there. Oh, goodness. Wheels. Right, so wheel on. This gets a wee bit tricky now because we need a wheel in there. Let's just put a tiny bit of oil in there because it does have to... These have to poke through and rotate around those little holes there. Pesky wheels keeps trying to escape. Right, so wheel there, wheel there, a couple of bands. Let's choose the best ones. I think those two are the newest looking. Might be easier just to put the wheels on first. The bands on first. Put one on there. And one on there. Locate your wheels on one side of the truck. Get this on the underside. Come on. Okay. Like so. Screw this one down. If it's in the right location. This is really quite fiddly. Oh, this is awful. There's probably a little jig that you can make to hold it in place while you get that screw in, but I'm not willing to make a jig just for this little project. Keep trying. Oh, this is obviously a skill I do not possess yet. What just fell out? Oh, the insulator. Now I don't know which way the screw goes. So that has to go in between, right? So that sandwiches in there, and this goes over the top. Other wheel goes in. And it gets screwed in from the other side. Worst case scenario, it will run in reverse. But hey, at least it will run. Actually, it doesn't matter. Because the thing... So annoying. The thing that differentiates the direction is the way you mount the rubber bands onto the drive shafts, right? I'll show you how we're going to do that when we get to it. We can ever get this on. Oh, goodness, we actually got it. Don't want it too tight though, because it's not lining up with that one at the moment. Loosen that off a wee bit. We're connected enough for now. Phew, right, that was the tricky bit. Actually, it's all tricky. So we can put this into its locating pin. We can then, it's round the wrong way. I really hope it's the right way now. Let's just double check with our power before we attach it all. If I put it in that way, then I don't have access to put that screw in, okay? So at the moment, it has to go that way, so that I've got access for that screw, for the power. But if it's the wrong way around, like obviously I'm going to touch the wheels now, and hopefully it will fire the motor, otherwise we'll get a short. And I need to swap that screw around. Although I need to put this in first. Oh goodness. This is tricky. Hold on, I can actually feed that through there, make life a wee bit easier, then screw it on. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I've got this the right way around. Oh my goodness, what a palaver. Right, so now you can see what I mean. If the screw was underneath there, that wouldn't rotate and it would potentially hit off of the chassis. Right, let's try some power in the wheels if we can reach down there and hope we've got it the right way around. One there. Yep, that's working. Thankfully we got it the right way around. However, I do think I want to swap over this one for the other side, since it's in actual good condition. Lovely. And we'll put that one back on just so we know where it is, or Max knows where it is. Yeah, it's possible that we could run the bands around those little axles, but I don't think they're going to be tight enough. It needs the big round things. So we're just going to go for 4-wheel drive at the moment. So let's choose whichever drive shaft looks the bestest. Well, this sucks. I'm going to have to remove this to get it through. And it's really tight on there. Either that or I'll need to put this on before I put the motor in. I think I would rather do that because that's on nice and tight there. I don't really want to risk damaging that, since it's the one thing that's working so far. So let's take that screw out again. Get the drive shaft through there. Through that hole you go. No, that's not going to go through because of the big blob of solder. It's a lose-lose. Let's just go for the bent one. See if we can straighten it up a little bit. Oh, that's horrible. I am starting to not care. So that'll clip on there. Keep it there for now. Screw this back in. Poke this through. Okay, now, tricky bit. You need to get the bands up and round there. That's a wee bit close, that wire, so I'm just going to unscrew that slightly, rotate the connection around to there, tighten it back up again. Okay, let's get these bands on somehow. Let's go for that one there, that looks the hardest. Get some tweezers. Grab that, not those tweezers obviously. God, whose idea was this? So I'm going to bring it up, twist it clockwise for both of them, and then they'll both be the same way around. There's one. Might as well clip it in place for now. And the other one, bringing it up, twisting it clockwise. That didn't seem very tight, that one. Okay, so we have 4-wheel drive. If we touch the rails now, it should work, in theory. One at either side of each wheel. That doesn't seem to be wanting to work now. What did I do wrong? I don't think I did anything wrong. Seems to be shorting out. Let's just try the motor on its own. More power. Wow, see how far that band is wanting to go. Let's try it in the forward position. God, that sounds awful. Not a lot I can do. Okay, why was it not working with the wheels? Got one wire going to there, that one should be going to there. The wheel thing should be working. What is going on? It is working. Okay, I'm done playing. That's as good as it's getting. Let's get the other. Actually, we need to attach the roll plugs at the bottom, don't we? So I'll get the other one of these on. Get some roll plugs in. And then we'll get the shell on. Even if we can just get this going around the track once, I'll be happy. I'll have learned my lesson. These are obviously not how it's supposed to work. In fact, I think it's designed to stay on with the bands, to be honest. I don't think it really is supposed to have anything down there. So we only have to find a way to attach the front one for now. So let's see if that one will work. That one's a bit goosed, but it should work for... No, it's not going to work. Maybe a wee bit of super glue in there. I'm sure we can snap it off if we don't like it. Let's do that. Where's my super glue? It's ran away. This is not the one... Oh, there it's there. This is my favourite. It's Bond's skin in seconds. And you get a blob in there. Get you rammed down there. Ugh, that one fell apart. Okay, we'll just let the glue set for a wee bit. Don't want to ruin it now, we're doing so well. Yeah, I'll tidy up a bit because we're pretty much there. We just need to put the shell on and throw it in the track, see what happens. Now hopefully that's long enough. One thing I forgot to do was just put a dab of oil in that little bearing there. And one down there, maybe on the inside as well, just next to the commutator, a wee bit in there as well. Also, in that drive shaft at each side, because it will run so quiet now. Okay, that's pretty much all we can do. Get the shell on without disturbing anything. Let's bend that back a bit there, keep it out the way, shell on that way, try not to break my ladders, well, Max's ladders. Clippity clip. Super glue didn't work. Going to find a better way to attach that. That's really annoying. I wish we had metal wheels. I wonder if I could get someone to send me a couple of these Band Drive wheels. I was going to say I couldn't see the bands, but they're right there. Okay, let me figure out something. I'll see you in the track. Even at that, I could put it on the track like that and it should work. Gravity will keep it on. Yeah, let's do that for now because I spent enough time in this. Let's see if all this brain melting worked. And if I've got my little bands on the right way around. Right, I'm expecting this to be horrifically loud. Never driven one of these before. Well, you know what I mean. Right, power in the forward position. Oh, off he goes. Nope. Needs a wee bit of a run in. Get rid of all the isopropyl and I'm actually just shocked at how quiet it is considering. Oh, yeah, he's on. I thought he was maybe off at the back. He's only getting power from the front, so I need to go a wee bit quicker or he'll get tripped up at my points. That should do it. That's actually really nice. I'm surprised at how smooth it is, but we don't really have gears. All we've got is a rubber band pulling the axle round. I'm shocked and stunned. That's much nicer than I was expecting. Going to give it another lap, going a little bit faster, not too fast, I don't want it falling off. Whoa, wow, these things are fast. He's definitely getting faster. I did not turn the speed up that far. I'm going to give it one more lap at a sensible speed. See what I was saying about the lack of drive and the lack of power? Needs to just go a little bit quicker. I reckon with another set of Band Drive wheels this could run really nice. I can hear a bit of ticking, but that's because that drive shaft isn't exactly straight. I'm kind of surprised and also a little bit confused because this system is actually quite simple when you get your head around it, and because you don't have gears it's really smooth. It looks a bit weird on the underside, but it runs really smooth. I would love to get a full set of band drive wheels for that, get the other bands on, get the power to the front as well. I reckon that could run really good. I'm not going to hook up the B unit because it's quite heavy and there's no way that's going to pull it up my hill. It'll just look silly and put strain on the bands and the motor. But if it was four-wheel drive, I'm sure it would haul whatever you want. That's really good. Call me a convert. I'm not going to rush out and buy band drive locomotives, but it's very interesting and I'm wondering why they didn't, develop that mechanical system a bit more. Maybe it's just because it looked a bit goofy, but it works well. Anyway, back to normal stuff. See you in the next one. I did mention that I had 6 more to do. Well, it was actually 7, so now we've got 6 more to do. We're doing a steam locomotive next. See you tomorrow. This is hard work. No, it's fun.